Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Phone In Friday. It is Friday, therefore it is Phone In Friday. This is our weekly show at TRUgaming where we have a call-in with streamers here and you guys to call in and ask topics about Twitch, gaming, etc. Whatever you want to talk about, we will talk about it with you. This week we have two special guests because Veli is out doing something, some excuse. He's not here. So, yeah, we have SuperV1d and PureKaos26. Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing?
Hey, what up?
How are you?
Yeah, so I guess SuperV1d first. If you guys aren't familiar, he's been on the show once before, episode 13. It's actually like our most downloaded episode ever, actually.
Hey, that's me.
Nice.
Just throwing it out there. Yeah,
Don't want to
but
brag.
welcome back, man. Do you quickly want to, again, just reintroduce yourself for people who might not know you as well, who haven't seen you in a little while?
Sure. I'm Zach, aka SuperV1d. I play a lot of video games, and I know a lot about video games, so that's what I do.
I like your mic, by the way. I feel like that's new-ish.
It is. My girlfriend's dad is letting me borrow it while he's using the other one that I had before.
Fancy. That's cool. And Chaos, of course, welcome back on the show. You've also been on.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Been good. How about you?
Very good overall. Do you quickly, again, same thing, just a quick rundown of yourself, stream, etc.?
Sure. I'm Pure Chaos, Chaos or Jen, either one works. I'm a creative streamer, and I mostly do perler art.
Yep, some really cool perler art too. It's hanging up in our office. So
Nice.
If you ever need perlers, she's the person to go to. But yeah, so guys, this is, again, just for anyone who's not familiar, this show really revolves around Discord. You can actually call in, be on the show with us, join our voice chat, ask about Twitch, people on Twitch, things on Twitch, E3. If there's games at E3 you want to talk about, it's a big topic this week. Whatever. If you have questions about how to grow on your stream, if you just want to talk about a certain person, call in. We'd love to have you. All you have to do is join our Discord, which I will post in the chat right now. And you can go there, just join the Join Here voice chat, and then you can get moved in. If you are still wanting to ask questions but can't be in a voice chat, you can always, as always, type in the Twitch chat or type in Discord if that's easier for you. So, but we always like to start with just some general Twitch news, what's been going on the past week, all that kind of stuff. Again, the big news this week is E3. So that's been pretty fun to follow. I know I was talking to you guys, and SuperV1d especially has been following it a lot, it sounds like. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any big games you're really excited for?
Dude, don't even get me started right now. I'm gonna
Hey, we got 2 hours, man. We got time.
It's gonna be, if you let me start now, it's just gonna be 2 hours of Kingdom Hearts. Just
Ooh, I could talk about that.
Dude, everyone knows Kingdom Hearts is the best game series of all time, so I don't even need to go that much into it. But lots of other good games coming out soon as well. Fallout 76,
right?
A big one. Last of Us,
of course.
Lots of other things that we can talk about.
Yeah. Chaos, did you follow it as well? Anything jump out at you?
I did a little bit. I'm really excited about just about everything Bethesda's releasing. Fallout 76 is probably the only exception. I don't like the Fallout games for some reason.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about Blades. I don't know. It's everything Nintendo's going to release. I'm so excited.
Yeah, same here. I actually am not a huge fan of Fallout stuff either. I know that I'm going to get shot in the chat
At least
for
I'm
saying
not
that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not my thing, but I know people are losing their minds for it. So it looks like a good game overall, though. So.
Oh, definitely.
Very cool. Well, we'll wait a little bit till callers come with that because I think that's a good topic to have people on for. Certain games that stand out, etc. But there's not a whole lot of other Twitch news, but just because this has been so much of the focus of the past week. One thing I thought that was really funny, actually. So King Robo, who works for Twitch and is a sponsored streamer at TRUgaming, he actually posted a blog article about this. Apparently, if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, they were giving away free access to the new Jurassic Park movie. If you're in the LA area. I thought that was such a weird perk. They're like, hey, if you live in LA and you have Twitch Prime, you can come see this advanced screening of Jurassic Park. It was. But
where's the correlation there?
I know. I don't know what's going on there. But
dang, okay.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious that King Robo posted that. I had to bring that up. So yeah, I guess if any of you went and saw Jurassic Park, let us know. I'd be curious to learn about all that. Yeah,
should have gone to E3, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Oh yeah, you could have tied it in.
Jurassic Park.
Oh my gosh. Other things really quick. The World Cup emotes are out. That's nothing like too big. I'm not a huge soccer guy. I don't know about you guys, but
No.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need to verify this.
Oh, something.
What are they?
What, the World Cup? I think it's like little soccer emotes, and I literally don't even know because I haven't been paying attention. But a lot of games are doing World Cup stuff. It's not just Twitch. It's like I know League has skins, Fortnite has skins. Probably a lot of other games have I think like Overwatch has a game mode around it.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of cool how games or video games celebrate real game stuff happening too. If that makes sense.
I don't like sports, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
soccer's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I played it when I was like 5.
Most popular sport in the world, I hear. So yeah, I didn't really play a lot either, but I don't know. Anyway, that's really most of the news I found from this week. Last thing, some people were talking about the fact that Ninja was on YouTube for E3 and not Twitch in terms of like coverage. That was kind of interesting. Yeah. Although you think about it, like looking at his highlights, he's still a pretty big YouTuber just by dumping Twitch content onto YouTube. So I guess in some ways he's probably a top content creator for Fortnite there. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of is the most popular game in the world right now.
Kinda. Yeah.
Kinda.
Just
I guess. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, that's most of the news. Did you guys see anything big? Any like I don't know, events that you've seen the past week or two on Twitch that you think we should talk about?
I mean, I don't have anything huge, but I logged on to Twitch this morning and Dota 2 was higher than Fortnite, and that was the first time I've ever seen that. So
I don't follow Dota.
Neither do I, but I just thought it would be something interesting.
Well, is the international right now? I don't even know because I don't follow it.
I guess so.
Really?
Because it's still at the top, and League is also above Fortnite right now. Wow.
Wow.
I know League is having some events like the competitive stuff is coming back to League this week, so that should be getting more viewers. And
yeah,
also,
the LCS is out right now.
Yeah, I'm guessing Ninja's not streaming yet. So probably.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look at how much the directory he makes up; it's kind of nuts. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of interesting. Chaos, did you have you seen anything on Twitch in the past week or something that's caught your eye?
I mean, the only things that are really exciting to me, and I don't even know how long ago the announcements were, but affiliates getting paid earlier and our sub badges. I'm so excited about the sub badges.
Ooh,
yes. Okay, so this news literally dropped in the middle of our podcast last week. So we had to like read it and go through it during the show. Now that we've had like a week to process it, do you guys have any ideas about it? Like, are you already planning out your sub badges?
Yeah, I'm working with my artist. She's trying to help me make something small enough. I have all these ideas and they're so detailed. She's like, no, that's not going to work. It needs to be smaller.
What kind of ideas are you thinking?
One of my subscribers actually suggested doing like an iron or tweezers and perlers and just kind of like upgrading that way. And I was like, the iron is perfect. That is like the main part of perlering outside of the actual beads.
That's true.
But an iron is probably going to be a little bit too detailed to make that teeny tiny and still be able to tell what it is.
Right.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's tricky, I think, because I guess it's 4 tiers. You have to go through 3 or 4 tiers.
Yeah.
I think there's like a base and then 3 month, 6 month, 12 month. So,
yeah.
SuperV1d, have you thought about your badges at all yet? What you're going to do?
We talked about it, I think Wednesday. I don't really have a central like channel theme to base all of it around. So we're just gonna go with a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts and just go from there.
That works, honestly.
That's not bad.
I didn't even hear about it until that day too, because one of my viewers was like, "Hey, what are you doing for your sub badge?" And I was like, "You're dumb. Sub badges are only for partners." And then she was like, "No, you're dumb because they're now releasing sub badges for affiliates." And I was like, "Oh,
all right,
okay, all right. Well, I guess I am dumb. Sorry about
Pro
that."
streamer, by the way.
Hey, I'm.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said that one, Green. Excuse me.
Well, it sounds like you're pretty excited about Kingdom Hearts all around then. Are you kind of going to build your channel around that a little bit, or have you already been doing that?
I think we're gonna start moving towards that. Just
Gotcha.
because, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out.
Yes.
That's like the entire culmination of my whole life. So
It took only, what, 14 years or something?
no, yeah, I think so.
12 years? I can't remember how long. It's been a long time,
Uh,
guys.
I think it's gonna be 12 years when it releases.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that was a really cool game to see at E3 too, because people who don't even know anything about the series are just like, oh, Frozen's in this trailer. Oh,
Yeah.
Tangled. And so I think it's gonna be really cool to see like the mix of casual people who just like the Disney stuff, and then people who've been following the series for like their entire lives and finally seeing a new game. Yeah.
It's been really funny seeing the reactions from everybody, because all the hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans, they're like, oh, cool, whatever, Frozen's in this. We already knew that. But then like the actual story stuff happens at the end of the trailers. And the people who don't follow Kingdom Hearts are super confused. They're like, who the hell is this like blonde-haired girl? Like, what is she talking about? Like, who are these people? This isn't Elsa. And then you kind of have to just laugh, because you can't really explain it to them in 5 minutes, because it takes like a million years.
Yeah, I saw somebody trying to do that on Twitter, and it was like, just made the problem worse. Oh, man. All right, well, that I think should be all the news stuff, guys. So if you have a topic for us to discuss, you can post it in the chat or come in and join the show. We need some callers. So all you got to do is, again, join our Discord, join the Join Here section, and we'll get you moved in so you can chat about a game at E3 you really want to play or stream, or a person on Twitch that you really like, or a way to reward your subscribers with new sub badges, or whatever you want to talk about. Basically, we are here to chat for a little while. So really quick, I'm looking through the chat, make sure I didn't miss any questions or anything. If you have a question in the chat, if you can just tag at GreenChord so it shows up in big bright red, that'd make my life a lot easier. And if you already asked a question and I missed it, please re-ask it. That happens often, so don't worry about it. Okay, so I guess we'll go into E3 a little bit here, since we're already kind of talking about it. I'm really excited for Ori 2. I don't know if you guys ever played Ori in the Blind Forest.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, that one is probably one of my favorite games ever. And I'm really excited to play the second one and probably stream it, just because I love the game so much. Are there any other games that you guys, like maybe a game that you had no idea about, but then you saw the trailer and suddenly you're really interested in this game? Anything like that?
It's Blades for me.
Blades?
Yeah, I like mobile games though, so I think that's the extent of my gaming.
I'm blanking on Blades. Which one was that?
It was from Bethesda.
Okay.
It seems very much like a Skyrim type game, but on your cell phone.
Right.
It looks really cool to me.
Huh. That's pretty cool. So it's like a open world thing, but
I think
a mobile
so.
game?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's mobile, and that's kind of where my brain shut off. So
I feel you. That could be pretty cool, depending if they do it right.
You had to like go in and sign up and like pre-order this free mobile game. It was a little strange,
of course,
but like now I'm on pre-ordering something that's free, whatever. But I'm on a list to to have them let me know when it is about to come out so that I can download it. I'm kind of really excited.
Yeah, I mean, you can play Fortnite and everything on your phone now, so I'm sure full open world games are probably okay. Are you not a fan of that, SuperV1d?
No.
Are you not a fan of Fortnite altogether, or just on the phone?
Lately I haven't really been a fan of Fortnite. That's a whole like can of worms.
Let's open it up, man. Is it related to Twitch? I mean, potentially.
I'm kind of like a hipster in the sense that like I don't like things that are popular, but at the same time, my opinion on Fortnite is just that like I know it's not entirely correct. I'm just not a big fan of BR games. That's what it all boils down to.
Right.
That I'm not the biggest BR person. But Epic Games is kind of leaving me high and dry here by abandoning Save the World for Battle Royale.
Oh, were you a Save the World fan?
I bought the game for Save the World, and I played that for a long time. and then I stopped playing it because it got really boring because VR came out.
Have they like really kind of moved away from updating it recently?
Yeah, I think so. As far as like, because I kind of keep up on their subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of upset.
Huh.
Kind of
Man,
feeling.
I didn't play it at all before the Battle Royale came out. But I can imagine for people who did, that's kind of annoying. At the same time, though, like with as much hype as the VR is getting, like how can you not put all your eggs into the basket because it's working?
Right, and their dev team is good. Their dev team, like, they listen to the community and they're releasing content frequently. I just don't like VR games. That's just me, though.
Right. Chaos, have you played any Fortnite yourself?
I have it, and I've downloaded it and installed it, but I'm afraid of it.
What are you afraid of?
Me too, man.
This is why I don't play video games. Is I'm actually like afraid of video games. I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid to die. If it's not exactly perfect, I don't want to do it. And like I think that's why I like creative stuff is because there's no. I'm not gonna die if I mess up. I can easily fix it. It's yes, chef. I'm very bad at games. Thank you. It's just like. I just get so nervous and so anxious, and I feel like Fortnite's one of those things, especially because you're playing with other people, that somebody's going to be relying on me to do something right, and I'm not going to be able to do whatever you need to do, and it's just bad.
I can see that. I mean, yeah, with creative, it's like there's not really a right or wrong most of the time, so
yeah,
sort of like figuring out what you want to do as opposed to. I feel like there's some of that in Fortnite, though. I mean, there's not like a right or wrong way to do a fight, but you also definitely sometimes have people relying on you.
Yeah.
So, I get that. I feel that. Cool.
I can understand.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any questions, guys. I just want to make sure. But yeah, join our. Should I mention again? We have a Discord. If you'd like to join and ask a question, just go there. We'll get you on the show. Moving through some other stuff here. Cyberpunk 2077, is that the name? Yeah.
Yeah.
That one looks really cool too, I gotta say. Just because it's from
that trailer.
Yeah. Oh man.
A+.
Did you see this one, Chaos?
I don't think so.
No. It's like a futuristic cyberpunk world. It's from the same developers of Witcher 3 at least. I think the whole series.
Okay.
CD Projekt Red, and they've been working on it for years and haven't really released anything till this conference. So, pretty excited to see what they do with it. I don't know when the release is. I don't think they announced the release, but
it's probably not even going to be until like 2020.
2077, actually. That is the release date. They put it in the title of the game.
Jeez.
All right, boys, we're in for the long haul now.
I've never done it before, but it's going to be the best game of all time. So
they've got. I'm trying to do the math. They got 59 years. 69. Whatever, whichever.
Quick maths right there.
So, it's quick maths.
Okay, so we do have a question from GamerDad. Said, I would like to know the opinions of Chaos and Vid about giveaways, being that one is in creative and one is in gaming. So I guess sort of for each of you, maybe with Chaos first, what are your thoughts on giveaways as a creative streamer? Is there anything you do maybe with your creative stuff to help beef up the giveaways a little bit or make them different?
Well, for me, because I do parlor art, it's a lot easier for me to make custom things. Like I do custom, like I've made my own patterns for Twitch emotes. I've made my own emotes. I've made some of y'all's emotes. And those are things for me that I can give away that no one else is going to have. Like, yeah, you can have, everybody can have 1,600 keys for a game, and then a lot of people now have that game, but how many people are going to have this cat that they can hang on their wall? I mean, it's just, I like doing giveaways, but at the same time, people start to think, okay, well, every stream she's going to give something away, so that's the only reason I'm going to be there, is I want to be there just for the giveaway. And that kind of makes it lose its uniqueness to me.
Yeah. How do you balance that? I'm sure SuperV1d can relate to this as well, because that's just the problem of giveaways for streamers in general.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance that in terms of trying to have frequent or cool giveaways, but not just be known as like the giveaway streamer, basically?
I don't really know. See, because I do giveaways every 50 followers. It's kind of like the big like, hey, you better get in now, dude, or like you're getting nothing, dude. For me personally, I don't have anything to give away besides like, I just give people like a $20 gift card they could use wherever. Sometimes I have a lot of Humble Bundle keys that I want to give away, but I've never really gotten around to it. But with the question of like balancing it out, that's such a big like.
Yeah, it's tricky.
It's tricky because, I think the big thing really has to be down to your content, because if you're just a giveaway streamer and you're nothing but a giveaway streamer, then people are obviously only going to come to you for giveaways. And I mean, that still helps you out in some sense, right? Because you got your audience, and then you got the people that come for giveaways, and they boost your numbers on your giveaway nights.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that boosts you up in whatever section you're in. But at the same time, you don't get any long-lasting viewers from those people that only come for giveaways. So it's kind of like a give and take. Do you want the short-term success and maybe get lucky and find some people in a new directory, or do you want long-term success and not do as many giveaways?
Right.
But I think giveaways overall are healthy, definitely.
Yeah, if you do them right. Do you so you do your giveaways based on follower numbers? Do you ever see people unfollow you after a certain giveaway with followers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Any tips on that?
So basically what happens with me is I've noticed that there are certain games that will kind of shoot you forward in follower numbers. Like I got a little tip for you guys. If you guys are looking for, I don't want to say like quick success, but I found a lot of success with Terraria, the 2D side-scrolling clone of Minecraft, but that's better.
I agree.
I found a lot of success, and here's why. Because that game has a Wikipedia, and the Wikipedia features streamers every so often. So I've gotten on the Wikipedia every time I've streamed Terraria, and that like shoots your numbers up to like 50, 60 viewers out of nowhere. And like, I didn't notice it. I always thought I was just getting botted, and I was like really afraid. And then I checked my viewers, and it was like 90% coming from the Terraria wiki. So I was like, oh damn, okay. And that kind of shoots you up into the directory on Twitch, and that will like get you so many followers. So as long as you continue streaming Terraria, right, those people will stay. But as soon as you leave, then you lose all of those. So you want to build up your reputation with this like big follower giveaway, that you're going to do giveaways whenever you get followers. And then sometimes, people will unfollow you, but that's okay because you can just cover yourself with playing new games.
Right.
Yeah. And be consistent with it too. Don't be like me, where I just drop off the face of the planet like every 5 years.
Don't be like me, chat.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that's true. We always talk about the balance of streaming games that you want to play versus games that are going to get you viewers. So, but I think also, like you mentioned, just followers isn't the end of the world. So,
right,
finding what really matters to you as a streamer is pretty important. Cool. Well, Gamer Dad, we kind of got off on a rabbit trail there, but thank you for that question, man. We do appreciate that. And if you guys have any other questions, again, still looking for questions, just random questions, whatever you want to talk about.
Dude, I don't even care like what kind of questions there. You can ask me like, what's my favorite topping on like pizza, dude? I'll tell you, it's pepperoni. But like, I don't just ask whatever. Who cares, dude? It's a Friday morning. I'm drinking some coffee. It's lit. Let's go. Let's ask some.
All the coffee.
All right. So, Mr. Pure Instinct actually is the moderator who helps me run the chat stuff, but he wants to ask questions. So I'm going to pull him in here really quickly. MPI, you there, friend?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man? Turn you up really quickly. How you doing today?
Sure. Good, man. Just hanging out, drinking some coffee. Finally have a microphone to use during the podcast. It's nice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you sound very very clean.
Oh, well, thank you. So I wanted to talk to you guys about changing scheduling. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to deal with that kind of stuff, but So recently, I don't have a day job anymore. So in the interim, I am streaming a lot more and trying to grow that while I have the time. So with that, I can now stream literally whenever I want. I did a like a 9 to 5 daytime stream the other day, like a person would go to their full-time job, and it was probably the most successful stream I've ever had. So how do you guys deal with changing that schedule so drastically when you have a community that you've built on your other schedule? Do you want to find a like a good balance of maybe do some mornings, some evenings? Would it be better to split your stream of like do 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., big 3-4 hour break for dinner, get your errands done, then stream late into the night again? What are your guys' thoughts and kind of concerns, different things with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I think both of you guys have gone through rescheduling stuff with streams.
Not easy.
Yeah,
No.
I know Chaos moved, and then SuperV1d has you like are nocturnal sometimes, and sometimes you're not.
It's because I work a full-time job, so like scheduling is my biggest flaw, I would say.
Me too.
Okay, well, so what kind of thoughts do you have on that then? Like, why is it hard? What have you kind of learned so far along that path that's been working for you, or mistakes that you made there? Maybe SuperV1d first.
Okay. So let me just like think back to it, because I've tried scheduling many times and I just can't stick with one because I'm tired a lot from my job. My job takes a lot out of me. So usually I just come home and lay in my bed and play something on my DS or on my Switch. And I just don't have the energy, right? But the loose schedule I'm running right now is like I get home from work and I stream until midnight, and then I go to bed, go to work, and then stream. But when I wasn't working a full-time job, my stream was from like noon till midnight every day. Noon till midnight, because that way you get everybody who's coming home from like school, getting home from work or whatever, and you're going super late to the people who stay up really late into the night, so you get all of that audience. But I know one of my followers was telling me about Ninja's schedule, how he streams from like 8 to 10 or something, and then he has a 3-hour break, and then he streams from 3 to 10, and like he has that gap in between to do like things with his family or whatever. And I think that's a pretty genius schedule. You want to, for me, I think personally, it's all about just getting as many different types of people who watch Twitch at different times as possible.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it doesn't have to be one continuous stream, but just being a part of different times is just, like, a good way to get everybody, you know?
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, Chaos, have you, I know, same thing, you've gone through this. So what are your thoughts?
I know when I started streaming, that was all I was doing. I wasn't in school. I didn't have another job. Like, that streaming was it for me. And I would stream like 3 or 4 hours at a time, which doesn't seem like a lot. But the work that I would put in off stream, trying to come up with the patterns for the things that I needed to make, networking, trying to keep and grow my community, I was putting in so much time with that. I kind of got burnt out, and trying to keep that schedule of, okay, I'm going to stream these exact days at these exact times, it got really difficult because there was no downtime. There was no off time. My 10-year-old niece was like, get off your cell phone. What are you doing? When we were at a family dinner, I'm like, I'm working. Like, I'm trying to talk to people. I'm trying to get these commissions. Like, there was never a stop. So for me, trying to keep a schedule is like, well, great, I've got to stream now. And it's more of a I have to than an I want to, and it doesn't make it as fun. So for me, schedules are kind of, I don't know, I like the idea of having a schedule, but at the same time I like the freedom of not having a schedule and being able to just sit down at my computer whenever I want to and stream.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely get that.
Yeah.
I would say MPI, since you now have like all this free time, and you can basically stream whenever you want to, just paying attention to people's schedules and stuff. My advice would be to like experiment over like the next week or two, and kind of try out some different formats. Like maybe you do a split stream in the morning and evening. Maybe you do another 8-hour stream or whatever, and just go continuously and figure out what works the best for you in terms of like what you can sustain, because that's like the most important thing. I mean, you can have all the people there, but if you have no energy, it's not going to matter. So I'd say firstly, like pay attention to that, because both SuperV1d and Chaos just talked about how much, it can burn you out if you're trying to play to like the best schedule, but you have no energy for it. It's not going to matter. But then, yeah, also trying to figure out, once you have that down, what you're good with, then figure out, okay, I'll do a split stream, but I'll do it at these times because that's when I'll get more viewers or something. I think that's probably the best idea. And like, you might take an initial hit in the first week by having such a crazy schedule, but I think it's worth it in the long run, just experimenting with that.
Definitely. Also, having that extra time, you could also try out different types of content as well. You could, in that spare time that you're not streaming, you could edit YouTube videos, or you could make posts on Twitter and Instagram, like, I think in this day and age right now, it's better to have your content just spread out as far as you can make it go, and just like hope for the best, Consolidating it solely on Twitch at this point is not really the best idea, but that's just my opinion.
Just covering all your bases, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get more value out of, like, yes, you could stream for 8 hours instead of 7, or you could use that extra hour to do everything else on YouTube, Twitter, etc. And you might actually get more value out of that than doing another hour of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So
you said like editing YouTube videos. Do you guys record your stream and then like chop it up to be like a highlights of it, or do you let Twitch do the highlights for you through? Because I know Twitch has like a highlights function, and then just save that and upload it, or do you do the work to edit it and upload it?
I use clips, so I'll go into my VODs and clip things, or highlight them if they're longer than a minute. I don't record on my own because that takes up too much hard drive space, and I download a lot of games, dude. I don't even have that much. I have a 2 terabyte and I've got like 250 gigs left.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got a lot of games, so yeah, I just use clips, and my followers will clip things too, so it makes it really easy for me. I just kind of grab whatever and dump it into a video.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say I go back and forth on this for the True channel. It's tough because you have to kind of think of like the time versus the value you're getting out of it, because yes, it looks better and it's more entertaining if you download something, chop it up, edit it, put intros and outros on it, upload it to YouTube, etc. But that can take a lot of time, and if you put all that work into it and don't get a ton of views, sometimes it's not really worth it when you could just literally highlight it and export it to YouTube and get almost the same thing. So lately I've been trending that way, where I'll just, like for the podcast, for example, I will highlight it, send it to YouTube, and just like trim it a little bit, and it's ready to go. I used to always download it, edit like fades in and out and cards and things, but it just was taking up too much time. Like just to render the video alone was taking like 40 minutes, where my computer was just sitting there. And I figured like I could save so much time by just skipping this whole process. So, but if you really want to like build a YouTube channel and it's shorter videos, highlight stuff, I think if you can get efficient with it, then it's worth it. But yeah, it's all about balancing.
Maybe worth doing like once a week.
Yeah, honestly.
Like a good like weeks long of these were the best clips we had. We put real work into the edit and put it up, but the rest you just bam, 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 export it, highlight it, export it to YouTube, be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're seeing on YouTube in general just a lot of, I don't want to say like lower effort, but like faster content. There's a lot of like, streamer reacts to X videos where it's literally just like you take it, you clip it, you put it on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. Some of those get edited, but I feel like now on YouTube, it's more important to have more frequent content than more polished content, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So I would play to that if you have to choose one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah, man, YouTube's a weird creature, dude.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, I don't even.
Everything in me as a video editor.
I know, it's crazy.
Chaos, do you interact with YouTube at all?
I originally wanted to. That was my goal, was to make YouTube videos and not live stream. But I realized I can't edit videos. I don't have the patience to learn how to edit videos. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna live stream and just go with that. And that's really all I do. If there's something that gets highlighted that I think is really good or has gotten a lot of views, I'll put that on YouTube. And I think I have like maybe 3 videos on YouTube at this point, and they're maybe a minute long each. It's just not, it's not something that I care about. It's not something that I found that a lot of my viewers really care about. If they want to see a clip, they're either going to watch my intro or they're going to go through my actual clips and look at that.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I think that's where that comes into, is figuring out what your audience wants to see and whether it's worth the time of putting that in there, or just, you know, streaming another hour or 2 or something. So cool. MPI, anything else to add to that before we move on here?
Since it doesn't look like we have anybody else yet, can I roll back to the schedule idea a little bit?
Sure.
You said to experiment with it. Is it better to experiment, like 1 week do nothing but daytime, 1 week do your normal nighttime, 1 week do splits? Or should I take a week and say, like, Monday I'll split it, Tuesday I'll do day, Wednesday I'll do night, Thursday whatever, Friday whatever?
I would.
I feel like if you do it for 3 weeks, that's 3 weeks of experimenting and possibly not getting anywhere. But if you do it on Monday and it's daytime, you know, Tuesday may not be good for daytime, but it might be great for nighttime, and you won't know that.
Sure. I'm trying to like make sure I understand all that.
I think I get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to play for the peak times per day.
Yeah, like, so should you take one day, like, or 1 full week and do nothing but morning streams and see how it goes? Then the next week, take the full week, do nothing but night, evening streams. Then the 3rd week after that, do nothing but split streams? Or should I just take, like, next week I start on Monday and I just try something different every day and see if anything grasps?
I think, personally, the best thing would be to stream, like, this is going to sound crazy, but like stream from morning to night, find what your peak view time was, and just continue to stream towards that time and just keep repeating it over and over. And if the success doesn't work, then try again. Obviously you can't do that with split streams, so maybe a week of split streams would be a good experiment. But I think in regards to morning streams and night streams, it's like, just do 1 continuous stream and find what your peak time was, and then just play to that, you know? Because I think doing all morning streams 1 week and then all night streams the other week, that just kind of like cannibalizes your own audience.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say, just to make it a little bit easier for the testing, like I would take a week if it were me, and maybe like 3 days I try the split stream, 3 days I try the whatever like potential schedules you want to work with, and pay attention more so to like how you feel about it. Don't worry so much about like viewers, etc. Because I sort of believe that you can get viewers whatever time you stream. It doesn't really matter, and whatever schedule you want, as long as it's consistent. So I would focus more on like, okay, do I feel better doing 4-hour shifts of a stream twice a day, 3-hour, whatever, or just doing continuously and getting it all done? And then once you have that nailed down, then stick to that for a while. And then I think the viewers will come to that based on the fact that you feel better about streaming that, so you're more energetic, etc. Does that help?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it without completely alienating the people who I do have now.
Sure.
Because all of those are used to, you know, we stream for 3 hours late at night because I was working full time.
Right. You could incorporate that in a way that it still works for that. So you could do maybe like an early stream and then a later stream where that still overlaps with that time period. And then also, you know, if you're going to do a long stream, then you could start it later and then make it run into the night or something. That could work.
Okay. That makes sense.
Cool. Anything else to add to that, or?
There's been some good stuff in chat.
Oh yeah.
Daishan suggested making small adjustments, streaming a little earlier than you do, and then the next week move it a little bit again, just so you're not alienating the viewers that you already have that are used to a certain time. I completely agree with that, because you've got your core viewers that you got streaming at this specific time. Well, if they're at work when you're trying to stream during the day, and that's where you end up switching to, you've now just lost all of those viewers. You've lost whatever potential donations, sub revenue, you've lost all of that. It's gone. They're not going to come back unless you're at a time that they can watch and they feel like, oh, well, my views weren't good enough. What's the point of continuing to support this streamer? If you make the adjustments small enough at small enough times and kind of let everybody know, I have this new schedule, I'm trying to figure out what's best for all of us, they're going to be more willing to work with you. They're going to maybe be able to watch, probably not the whole stream, but a couple hours here and there, and like just give that a shot and see if that makes a difference, if it's more comfortable for you, if it's more comfortable for them, and it still will potentially bring in new people.
Yeah, I think what we were saying earlier can still... Okay, first of all, yes, you have to communicate with your community, your existing community, make sure that they know what's going on. That's just like a given, a baseline of all this. But I think you can still run tests and stuff like that, and like we said, overlap with your existing audience. As long as they know ahead of time that you're gonna be experimenting with things, they're gonna be different. I think if you have the right community and you just tell them that, hey, I'm doing this for just to make sure that I can sustain this in the long term, to help this channel as a whole, they'll understand that. They're not gonna revolt because you're never gonna see them again or something. So
that's true.
Okay. That's kind of where I was thinking about doing this split, because it's then I've got a little bit of time during the day where I'm hitting people in the morning who would be new people, but then I've got that nighttime of, hey, you know, we've always streamed together at this time. You're used to me being here, and then we kind of hit both. But then I also still have time to, you know, get real life stuff done.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Well, cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for the question. I appreciate it.
I'll see myself out.
All right. All right. Well, thanks for the question, MPI. Guys, we're still looking for callers and questions. Whether you want to type it in the chat, if you want to follow up that schedule discussion with your own thoughts, if you want to join the chat and yell at us for being stupid about scheduling, feel free to do that, whatever you want.
I yell at myself regularly for being stupid about scheduling.
That's an option too.
I don't yell at myself. I just make self-deprecating comments in my stream.
Yeah, I do that
That
too.
usually does the job.
At least it's humor about yourself and not bringing others down. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a topic that Nexus sort of brought up on our last show yesterday. Basically, he was talking about, are you guys both familiar with Dr. Disrespect and Shroud? Those two streamers?
I am.
I know one of them, but not the other. I don't know who Shroud is.
Okay, Shroud is best known for PUBG streaming, like Doc.
Okay.
Doc and Shroud kind of came into popularity around the same time, both playing PUBG. I'm sure you know about Doc and his whole persona. Shroud is much more of just a casual, not casual, but very authentic person as opposed to Dr. Disrespect, who puts on the persona. And Nexus brought up the fact that Dr. Disrespect has sort of now begun to stagnate a little bit with his viewers, or even decrease a little bit, while Shroud continues to grow. And Shroud is much more of that casual, just natural, I guess is the best word, streamer, as opposed to Doc, who's always putting on a show. So do you guys think, basically the thesis there was that as a character streamer, at some point the hype dies down, people aren't interested anymore, it's kind of a fad thing. Do you guys think
Absolutely.
that's true, or do you think it's more of just Dr. Disrespect's whole issue and it's exclusive to him?
I think it's a combination of both, honestly. I mean, look at TV and movies. There's this major hype for a decent amount of time because everybody's like in love with whatever characters are on screen or the plot line or whatever. And eventually there's just so much you can do that you end up having to either write characters off or just end a show completely. That's no different with live streaming. In fact, it's probably harder to keep coming up with that because you don't have people who specifically write for you. I would assume, I'm sure he doesn't, to write these storylines for you to go through. But at the same time, the hype is kind of played out with all of the issues that he had, and everybody's over it now, and things are back to normal, and there's no more gossip to discuss and throw around. So, I mean, for me, what's the point of paying attention to him at this point? I'd rather watch somebody who's authentic and their story's not changing every day, and you know that whatever they tell you, they may have a random instance in their life that's hilarious that could be on a TV show. You're going to go in and you're going to wait and you're going to hope that that comes out, and that's going to be fun for a little while, and then the next story comes out, but it's authentic. It's not some fake persona.
Sure.
Right.
Go ahead. Your thoughts on that?
I have kind of similar. It all basically boils down to a character gets stale, you know? Like, you got a persona, that persona's always going to have the same reaction to similar situations. Like, if you have, like, Tyler 1, okay, I'm not saying he's, like, a persona, but...
He kind of is, though.
I mean,
I think so.
It kind of is, right?
Yeah.
He's just going to rage. Like, okay, yeah, haha, funny, like, the first, like, 20 times you see it, and then it just gets kind of old, you know? Whereas if you have just a genuine personality, it's like, oh, how are they going to react when they're told that their cheese grater is being flushed down the toilet, dude? Like, I don't know. Like, oh man, Dr. Disrespect would probably get upset and Tyler 1 would scream, but like Shroud, I have no idea, dude.
Huh.
Like, dang, this guy could probably, I don't know, he's got like a bag of emotions, dude. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
See, it's being genuine with your audience is probably the biggest thing you could possibly do. And I think personas really only work with videos because that's a bite-sized content, but streaming is so different.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you can't fake it for 8 hours a day continuously. So related to that, Nexus also said that when he started streaming, he did like a character persona streamer, getting angry, etc., to try and grow faster. So do you think that being a character streamer actually helps you grow faster, at least in the short term on Twitch?
It didn't for me. That's how I started off too. I wanted to be not necessarily somebody different, but I wanted to kind of like highlight and over exaggerate certain parts of me and keep a lot of my life, the rest of me, completely private so that I would have that separation. And it worked for a little bit, but then it got to the point where I couldn't keep up with it. I didn't remember what parts of my life were real on stream and what wasn't. And I noticed that the more I started letting my chat in and becoming friends with these people, like some of my best friends are people that I have met through them watching me. And it got to be more real and more personal, and that to me is what's made my stream grow. I don't think, it's funny to watch people rage, like Vid said, but it only lasts for so long. And you're gonna get the initial kick of, okay, this is just a new person, they're really funny to watch, I love watching them rage, or I love watching them drop everything they pick up. It's gonna get old. You're gonna get those people that come in and love you, but they may not stick around forever if that's the same thing over and over.
Right.
Yeah. I saw a good point in the chat. Oh God, hold on, let me scroll up to it. Yeah, it was Crumb. He said, I think the issue is Doc brought in his spouse, stream died. And I think that's kind of where things kind of become a little clearer about this issue, because Dr. Disrespect had this personality. He was this persona for a long time. And then he brought in real life, and that just kind of changed the entire stream. I mean, he can get away with it because he's Dr. Disrespect. He's got numbers, right? Like, he can kind of become more real and kind of drop the persona as time goes on. But like, as soon as something changes about your persona, that's when you run into some problems, I feel like. Because if your real life is getting in the way of your stream, and your stream is not, like, they don't intersect like that, that's going to be like breaking that reality of like, oh, this person's just a character. It's not like, like, imagine, like, this is a really dumb example, but I'm trying to be funny on this podcast to help you guys out with your Friday mornings. So imagine like you're watching Naruto, right? And like Naruto's got that like big Rasengan. He's about to go, and then he gets a call from like his wife or something. Then like, what? Like, man, I wanted to see you beat up that that rogue ninja, dude. And then you get a call from your wife telling you to pick up some ice cream from the grocery store. Like,
Too much
Man,
fourth wall breaking.
It's exactly the
too much.
same situation.
it's exactly, dude, man. I want to see Dr. Disrespect drop some like spirit bombs on these fools. But like now he's talking about his family situation, and it's making me really depressed. You know?
Yeah, that's really interesting to look into. Mufter was just saying that, you know, Doctor is no longer just a character. He has personality traits. He's real too. I think that's tricky because I think that just came out because of what we're talking about now. Like, you can only sustain character streaming for so long. You could see even like back in the day when he was starting, you know, start of the stream, he'd be perfect, energetic, entertaining, like flawless character. But by the end of that stream, he'd have these moments where he'd kind of crack, or like you'd see glimpses of like he's tired, etc. That's the problem with streaming, is because you can't keep up a persona for so long when it's not just natural you.
Yeah.
And I think that has only just become more apparent over time since he's now been streaming for so long. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it shows you, you know, character streaming in itself is not really sustainable at some point. So, but I do want to circle around back to what we were just talking about with basically the idea of separating stream life versus real life. And there's a few things there. First of all, so Chaos, you just talked about the fact that you try to keep them separate, right? I think I kind of try to do the same thing a little bit. SuperV1d, do you have thoughts on that? Do you try and separate them? Do you just keep it all together?
I think for me, it's a lot easier for me to sit down in my chair and just complain about whatever I'm complaining about in real life. I think it's a lot easier to be genuine and be like, look, guys, my work is like killing me right now, you know, and just get on and just explain why. It's a lot easier to like, check out this dumb story that happened to me today. Like, some dude came into my lobby and like pooped on the floor, you know, like it's a lot easier to say that than to just fake it. I feel like it brings you much closer with your viewers than it does like with the other way, where you're just kind of faking it all the time.
Sure.
Like, yeah, that's entertaining, but you can't sustain that forever.
Right. So, okay, I agree with that. I'm the same way with that. I'm gonna get your thoughts on the flip side. So, like, maybe like more, you know, in everyday life, when you're out with real life friends doing real life things, do you bring up the stream there? Like, do you mesh those two worlds? Do you have separate social medias? How does that kind of work?
I talk about my stream a lot because it's a big part of my life, and it's like, it's gonna sound bad, but it's like a second job almost, but not really, because it's a hobby as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a second job, but it's also a hobby, and it's something I'm really interested in, so I like to share it with as many people as I can. And you know, that's just part of who I am. You know, why would I want to hide that?
I agree with that. Chaos, I guess you now don't split those things, you just keep them all together.
For me now, most of everything it's all one. Like, it was too much for me with everything that's been going on in my life the last couple of years. It's been too much for me to try to separate the two. It's just been too much to try to remember who knows what goes where. It wasn't worth it to me. I'd rather just let everybody know, hey, this is why I moved. This is why I'm sad today. Like, this is why I'm really happy today. It just was easier to keep it all together.
Sure.
Sorry, there's a cat that has decided she wants to be part of the stream. I apologize.
Oh, she is welcome.
But it's I don't know. And I don't typically like go out and tell people, hey, I stream. But when people would ask me what I do for a living, because for a while this was my job. Now that I'm here, I've got another job, like a real job happening. But I would tell people, yeah, this is what I do. I make crafts and people watch me do it live. And I mean, that it's hard to explain to the people in my life what streaming is and how people can sit there and watch you play video games and essentially give you money to do so. That just doesn't make sense to anybody in my life. So I don't usually talk about the streaming aspect as much, but my life rolls into my stream.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm still struggling with this balance, I think. Some of my stuff is still separate, especially with like TRUgaming being part of my work too and all that. I'd love to get like a caller to talk more about this topic. Just I think it's so interesting to think about, and I think even like the big streamers like Shroud, you'll see a lot of their real life stuff bleed into the streaming stuff. Like I'll see pictures of him at the gym and people take pictures with him or something, and that stuff just kind of cool to see. Again, just you can't fake streaming at the end of the day. At some point, it has to all come out, I think. So, okay, we have a lot of questions we're getting in now, so I want to make sure we get to those. Thank you for everyone who's been patiently waiting for those, and please continue to ask questions. We'll get to them. Nerdtron64 said, what are some sub perks that work well to encourage someone to sub to a smaller stream? We get this question a lot. SuperV1d looks like he has thoughts or concerns about this topic.
That's hard because, as a smaller streamer, you got to take everything you can get, right? So it's kind of like, I don't have a lot of money. I can't just give you things all the time. Basically, my sub perk, subbing to me just gives you like the dumbest emote on Twitch ever. I'll post it in the chat so you guys can see it.
Oh, perfect.
It's just like the dumbest emote ever, right? You get that. You get that as a sub perk. That's all. That's all you get. I'm still kind of working on that because I don't have a lot of time to even think about stuff like that. So maybe this would be better answered by someone else.
No. Okay, so this topic comes up almost every week because it's so hard to think of good sub topics, right? Or sub perks. I think the best ones are original, and I think Chaos might have some good ideas about this.
For me, honestly, something that got me more subs than I ever thought I would ever see was the server that I got being sponsored through TRUgaming. I set up a Minecraft server because I love Minecraft, and I was like, I'm going to play this. This is something we're going to do on stream all the time. This is so great. I love this. This is fantastic. My subs can have access to it. I actually got 2 or 3 subs specifically because of Minecraft. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, that's a lot of
That's
subs.
a lot of subs.
Yeah.
Just for this server. Like, they wanted to be part of it. They subbed as soon as they found out that was a perk. They're like, hell yeah, this is mine. I'm subbing and I'm getting in on that. And it was great for a very long time.
Huh.
But now we've all kind of died out from that, and now I'm just like, okay, well, I'll make your emotes for you so that you can give them away to people. And I don't know, it's hard to figure out what to do when you're smaller because you, like they said, you don't have a lot of money. There's not a whole lot of time that you can focus on trying to figure these things out and still be creative.
Sure. Yeah. Did you ever do anything with your perlers for subscribers?
I wanted to do like sub-specific giveaways, but a lot of my chat was like, nah, don't do that. And a lot of my subs, like, I've asked them, like, what do you guys want? And for the ones that I have, they're okay with just a Discord specific voice chat and a Discord specific text chat that they can go into. And I do, like, when I'm revamping my emotes or rearranging what tier my emotes go in, because they all like all 3 emotes, I alternate them occasionally so that they can have a tier 3 emote even if they're a tier 1 sub. And they like that. They like the sneak peeks of the things I'm thinking of. They like being the first ones that can put in input and help me make the decisions for the stream. Like, the subs seem to really enjoy that, and I mean, it's working for me so far.
Yeah.
But perlers, that really hasn't been something that they've expressed a lot of interest in. They just would rather watch me make them.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's cool. We talked about this last week, I think, with Velok, and we kind of came to the conclusion that the best sub perks are kind of the ones that you can't really copy them if you want to do them right. You kind of come up with them yourself, depending on what your community really wants to see. Like, I would have thought that, like, hey, you're a creative streamer, you should give your subscribers perlers. But like you said, that's clearly not what they want. So it's one thing to just, like, be given ideas for sub perks. It's another to have them actually be working and good incentives. So I think it's really something you have to think through yourself carefully and think, like, okay, what can I offer to my subscribers that's worth it, that they really want, and that is a good incentive for subscribing. That's not also just putting them behind a paywall to have access to my community. That balance is really tough, especially as a small streamer, because maybe as a big streamer you can afford to make your Discord a sub Discord or something, but when you are really small, it can sometimes be bad to do that, because that way you're kind of limiting your growth from the beginning. So
yeah, like you got your Discord and it's got me and like my 3 amigos right here, dude. Like
my 3 best buds right here.
Yeah, I see some talk in the chat about like a sub board, and like I've got one behind me that I write like neon letters and stuff. But besides that, sub perks are just so weird, man. Like, cause how long can you sustain really extravagant sub perks?
Yeah.
It's like if you're sending stuff out all the time, what happens when you get like 20 subs, 30, 40, 50 subs, and they're all expecting something from you?
Yep.
And you're like, oh, okay, I'm broke now, so sorry about that. And then they all unsub from you.
Yeah. Well, Perlers would be a bad example of that. Even like server stuff at some point, you can't have 500 people on your server at one time. So
exactly.
Trying to find that balance is tricky. I know it looks like GamerDad and Tom Cruise have some ideas. If you guys want to list them out, we are happy to talk about them or join the chat. GamerDad was talking about specific sound effects or GIF commands. That's kind of cool. If you want to do that, that's relatively scalable too. So little something cool to do. Tom Cruise said he's going to list some stuff out. Okay, so song requests, link filtering. Oh, no link filtering, so they can post links. Double chances on giveaways. Nudes of my feet. I mean, whatever you got to do, man. Anything.
My chat earns points, like loyalty perks points or whatever, and they can use them towards money off of Perlers if they end up wanting to buy a Perler from me. It ends up being like a coupon. And my subs get, I think, triple points. Triple or quadruple, I don't know. I looked at it and it was some ridiculous number that was a lot higher than I thought it was for subs, but they earn them a lot faster than just anybody else in my chat. Nobody has used their coupons yet, but they're there and they're racking them up. I think somebody's just waiting to do like a 100 board piece and expecting to get it for free, which they will if they have that many points. But
oh my gosh,
it's hell yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing, and they're now everybody's like, oh, I have more points than you, and it's pretty cool. But
hey, I mean, as long as they want to sub for it, they don't actually have to redeem it, you know?
Yeah.
No, that works though. I mean, those are good ideas. Song requests are always pretty staple. I think we talked about having specific access to a certain social media, like the Snapchat, but you could do Discord if you wanted to, or any other sort of group messaging thing. You could do it there. Make sure I don't miss anything. There's a lot of chatter going on here. And MPI, you're welcome to jump in if you'd like to on the on deck. I'll drag you in for a second. And yeah, guys, if you want to ask or comment on this stuff on the show, talk to us in real life, you can join our Discord. I'm just going to spam it again here.
Talk to us in real life over the internet.
Yeah, real life. Yeah, Twitch chat isn't real life, you know? It's not the same. But okay, let me grab MPI since I think he's waiting. So, hello, test MPI there.
Oh, hello. Hold on. Mute the stream again.
Okay. Surprise.
Extra quiet.
So the question that I wanted to piggyback off of was.
Oh, real quick, can you turn yourself up just a little bit? You're pretty quiet.
Is that better?
Yes.
Put your microphone in your mouth.
Sorry, I now have a cat on my lap, so it's harder to scoot close to the desk. So let me pull the microphone to me.
That works.
I know that issue.
So the question I wanted to piggyback off was the sub question of what kind of sub perks. How do you advertise those perks to people without just spamming it to them? I know you could do time messages and things, but I feel like sometimes people come into smaller streamers like we're talking about, and they'll see something pop up and it's like, oh, sub to me. And for me personally, I do the same thing like Dan and White Shadow do, where I eat one of the Bean Boozles and then whatever else perks there are. And then they come in and they're like, oh, you just want money. But then they go to Dr. Disrespect or Ninja and they're like, sub perks out the wazoo. And they're like, I'm going to sub to Ninja like every other person on Twitch does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky balance when you're a small streamer to make that happen. SuperV1d, you have something to say?
I have in my in my title, I just have subboard, and that's me. And then I just get up and I go write a name, and that's just kind of how it gets advertised. I feel like if you wanted to advertise it in chat, you could just have like a bot that posts it every once in a while, not like too much. And the whole thing about money, it's just kind of like, who doesn't want money, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea though. Like posting more, like what you get as a subscriber. Like maybe, in some situation, like let's say Chaos was to make a blanking on the word here. Perler. Thank you. Sorry for a subscriber. You could post that on Twitter or something, or even on your stream and say like, hey, I'm so happy to give this away to etc. as a subscriber or something. You don't have to say like, hey, sub to me to get a Perler. You could actually like show the thing you get as like, hey, this is cool. I love these people. Not just because they subbed to me, but this is cool. So.
I love these people.
They gave me money. They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's perfect. Like, the TRUbot just popped up and, said something about following. I have that in mine already about, follow the stream if you're interested, join, Twitter, Discord, whatever. So would just adding the sub perks there be the best way to do it? And then, like SuperV1d said, in the title, you could do, like, ! Sub perks, and then that will force the bot to post it.
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't do any of that. I don't ever remember to tell people that I even do stuff. It just randomly comes up sometimes. Like somebody will check they want to check their hours, but they're checking their we call them treats in my chat, like pet treats. So they're checking their treats at the same time, and people are like, oh, well, what is this? What do you do here? And then I'm like, okay, let me tell you. Here's how this works, and then we'll talk about it. And then I had a sub train the other night. We were talking about points and treats, and it just went crazy. And I don't know, it just comes out. I think it might be more successful for me if I actually advertised that we do perks. But I don't have that advertised anyway. I just don't think about that. I'm not. The goal is to get people to sub to you, but it's not. I don't know. It's not something that I'm like, okay, well, you have to sub to me.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look like that. I don't want it to seem like that's the only reason I'm doing any of that.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's what we all run into is it's like, I don't want you to think that you have to give me money. I don't want you to think that you have to even chat anything. Like, I appreciate you just existing as a human being and being here. But hey, if you wanted to give me money, that'd be pretty great. Like, I wouldn't say no kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just why I don't give perks. It's because you're only 7 to me because you like me.
Right.
I have nothing to give you.
That's all it is.
Except my beautiful, semi-average content.
You feed me now. You're welcome.
Yeah. You get moral happiness, basically. Dark Turtle said in chat, so in Atlas89, she does giveaways for just her subscribers. I think that can work if you frame it right. Basically saying, by supporting the stream, I can give back to you guys, and it just goes back into the stream, basically. That's kind of a cool idea to do it. And that way, you run a giveaway and say, like, hey, this is for subscribers. You're not telling people to subscribe to you necessarily. You're just mentioning the fact that it's a giveaway, and if you're a sub,
they exist.
You can enter.
Have them.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I think it's really annoying. It's kind of funny. It's like a big meme when people are like, oh, did you know that Twitch Prime you get a free sub? And it's like, oh, no, I didn't. That's definitely not why I subscribed to Twitch Prime. It was totally just because I could.
They did that themselves, though, with that extension that you could add to your channel. And I feel like that shot through the roof for a while. It was like, oh, by the way, you get a free Fartnite skin and a free sub with your Amazon Prime. And then it kind of went away. Now everybody just makes the joke like, oh, yeah, do you have Amazon Prime? You get to sub to me for free now.
Did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to the TRUgaming podcast?
What? What?
Whoa, dude, I know.
That's
like
the
breaking
news we need
news
to talk
but
about.
That's something like if you have Twitch Prime and Amazon Prime, first of all, you can subscribe to here
For
any
free.
of us for free. Did you guys know that? I don't think.
What? That's nuts.
Oh,
Sell out stream, boys. Here we go.
we're only in it for money.
Yeah, right?
If you talk about subscribers at all, sell out.
Gamer Dad mentioned that when viewers come in and say, if you do this, I'll sub to you. That's a whole nother discussion.
That's
Yeah,
just when
nope.
you're like, prove it then.
Like, okay, you banned. That's when my mods come in and are like, okay, you don't need to be here. We don't need you around that badly.
Yeah.
That I just go. They're like, Zach, if I'll sub to you if you do like 5 backflips. I'm like, all right, then do it. And then they sub to me. I'm like, all right, well, thanks for giving me your $2.50, boy.
And then you lay on the floor and roll around 5 times like a backflip.
So you say
They didn't specify what backflip.
we don't negotiate with terrorists in this chat. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good discussion. Anything else to add to that? Oh, we got a sub from Crumb. My man, thank you, Crumb.
God.
What? He did that for free? What? Wow. Actually, no, it's a tier 1
hold
sub.
on. You can do that for free with Twitch Prime?
Wow.
I feel bad when people use their Twitch Prime sub on me. One of my friends has been the day I got my Twitch or my subscribe button, she started subbing with Twitch Prime, and it's been a year now, and I'm like, you have other people you watch? Feel free to push that wherever you want to. She's like, no, it's here. This is yours. I'm like, I feel really bad, but thank you. Like, I appreciate it, but I feel so bad that you're using that on me when you could put it anywhere.
It's a special one, for sure.
It's weird.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you for following that up, MPI. Anything else to add or questions or anything?
I don't think so. Not right now.
All right. Cool. See you again in 5 minutes.
All right, bye guys.
All right. That was a good topic. Guys, again, looking for topics, questions, etc. And by the way, if you're a subscriber, you get priority on your questions. Did I mention that? Yeah.
And you can subscribe for free with Twitch Prime.
Yep, it's in the Discord. You get priority queue. Top of the, you get to the first of all 0 people right now. So priority access. All right. Well, I think I have some more topics here to talk about. Okay, yeah. Here's a cool topic I was thinking about. So there's a lot of remastered games coming out recently. The one I'm most excited for is Spyro. Comes out sometime soon. So, there's been Skyrim, there's been Crash Bandicoot coming out recently. I mean, Pokemon games at this point, etc. Are remastered games good for streaming? Because they're not technically new, but they're just like refreshes. What do you guys think? Have you ever streamed a remastered game? Are you excited to stream one like Spyro or something else that's coming out?
I think it's just like a game. You ride the wave the same. Because, I mean, there are young people who don't even know what a Spyro is, dude. So, like...
There are old people who don't know what Spyro is.
Right, so...
Your childhood was bad.
It's just like the wave of any other game, But it's also cool when you play those games that you can be like, oh, this is not the same as it was in 1997, Like, I'm planning on playing the Resident Evil remasters at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there are people who know what Resident Evil 2 Remastered is like. Oh, dude, that's just like a big, good callback to 1998 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've never played Resident Evil 2, so it's going to be a new experience. So there's going to be a new experience for someone. But it's cool to look back and be like, wow, man, Spyro used to have like 64 polygons. Now he's like got 1 million,
Oh, man. I'm just excited about that one, but it's a cool topic because not even just remastered stuff, but like even older games is kind of the similar thing. Like you could essentially play the old Spyro, and it's sort of the same deal where it's not really a new game, but you can tap into nostalgia a little bit, I think. Like Gamer Dad mentioned. Have you guys ever streamed any really old games? Or
I have.
Yeah.
Last year I really got into the speedrunning community, and I decided that that's what I wanted to do. I want to speedrun. I don't play video games, but I want to speedrun them because I'm always trying to skip the story, trying to skip everything, and just play the game as quick as I can. So I figured it was a perfect opportunity. So one of my friends suggested that I start with Pokemon games because they're simple. Any idiot can play them, except for this one. I'd never played a Pokemon game in my life. In fact, I hadn't really even paid attention to Pokemon until right around the 20th anniversary. It's just all basically happening at the same time. So I played Pokemon Red on stream for a good 2 or 3 months because I could not get through it. I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I love Pokemon. I want all the new Pokemon games. I'm trying to get a Switch so that I can play all the new Pokemon games on it. But I got a lot of people coming into my stream going, holy crap, this is amazing. Somebody's like casually playing Pokemon Red. You're not speedrunning it. You're just playing it. And then they thought it was amazing that someone my age had never played it before. It came out when I was in high school. I should have known this game. I should have known it back and forth, everything about it. I knew nothing. I'd never seen it played. And people were just so surprised. And that worked really well for me for a while.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't really played any super old games. I played Metroid Prime on stream one time. That's not that old
cool.
though.
That's pretty old, Green. That's like
That's
when was
not that old.
Let's check. Okay, I agree with you, but like we need to look at it from
Compared to Pokemon Red, though, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
I've tried stuff like Earthbound. I've tried older Super Mario games.
Green. That game came out in 2002. It's been
It's
16 years.
it's kind of old.
that long.
It can drive. It's old.
That's been that long. Only been 16 years. Someone has been born and had their like sweet 16 and the time Metroid Prime has been out.
That makes me sad, man.
I know, like you said. Dude.
So have you played any really old games on stream, SuperV1d?
Yes, I'm a big fan of old games. I think objectively they have a lot more to me. I feel like just because I don't know. There are some old games I've never played before and like never seen. And my stream's all about, sharing other games to people that would never play these games. Like I play a lot of games to show every possible person what each game has to offer, so you're not really missing out on anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like when it comes to old games, there's just like a soft spot in my heart for like Nintendo 64 games or like old PS2 games. There's something different about them, so that you can like feel it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like one of those kids who is like, wrong generation, but it feels like they had a lot more heart and soul put into them,
Oh man.
That's just
I think older games are cool because there are some really dedicated communities around them.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys you've probably found this with Pokemon Red because everyone loves
the
Pokemon.
speedrunning community in general
Well, yeah.
is all about retro gaming.
Sure, absolutely. But even people who just like to play through games like constantly. Like I played when I did Metroid Prime, there are people who just like know everything about Metroid Prime and love it. Not even just speedrunning it, just the game's amazing. It's my favorite game of all time. I always love it. So, and those tend to be, I feel like they're kind of rare viewers because they stick to that one game or like they just don't watch a lot of streams. They just like that one game. Sometimes like, let's say you like X game and you go on Twitch and like, well, I wonder if anyone's streaming this random game from 20 years ago. And there's like one or two streamers. And then suddenly like that's the first streamer that viewer's ever seen. Like, hey, streaming's kind of cool. I'll go watch this person for a while. So that could maybe be a cool way to find some new people for your community too.
I've seen it happen. One of my good friends, he speedruns because that's community that I'm mainly in. But he plays Earthbound all the time. And there will be people that'll come into his stream that are like, oh, wait, you can speedrun this game? I didn't know that. I just love this game. I play it casually all the time. And it's new for them to see a different side of it. And they'll come back and they'll keep coming back as long as he keeps playing it.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to be in the Earthbound community. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. I've wanted to try speedrunning for a long time, but that's kind of like, oh, dude. Like I want to speedrun, but at the same time, it's like, oh god, that's so stressful.
I know, I'm the same way. It's so crazy. I'm really excited because we are potentially we're offering sponsorship to a few speedrunners this round at TRUgaming, like actual real speedrunners.
Yes.
I know we've had it like Driz kind of dabbles in it, you kind of dabble in it, but like people who just do speedrunning.
Yes.
So it should be pretty cool. I have one of them on the podcast. Hopefully, talk about that.
Nice.
Well, cool. I thought that was just a cool topic to talk about. So I don't see any other big questions right now.
Is it time for E3?
Yeah, you want to talk about E3? You got. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh my god, I've been waiting.
I totally like blanked out on E3. Let's break down E3, man. The whole shebang. There's a lot to talk about.
All right. So everybody's been talking about Fallout 76, right? What are your thoughts on Fallout 76?
I'm
Pick
not
it up,
excited at
miss.
all. I have zero excitement for that game. I'm gonna be dead honest.
I don't either. You're talking
Right.
to the wrong people about that game.
You guys don't like Fallout.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's something about the graphics and the art style that I cannot get behind. I don't know why. The story, the plot, whatever, it could be in any other graphic style and I'd probably like it. But there's just something about Fallout franchise that I cannot watch.
Yeah,
I understand that one.
I don't know. I feel like that's the type of game I'd want to play for nostalgia, like keeping on with the series. Probably like Kingdom Hearts or something, right? Or some other game that I've like followed. It's different because Disney, but basically like other games. Like I was never really into Skyrim that much or Elder Scrolls, just because, or BioShock, not my kind of game. I don't know what, like those kind of story games. I'm just not a big fan of. If I had played them as a kid and kept following them, I would absolutely be excited for this game. I think it looks like a good game in terms of just like the polish. I mean, the theming was so cool with all the music and like the setting and everything. Very awesome looking game, but I'm just not excited to play it myself. I'm sure a lot of people will be, but
yeah, there's a lot of a divide right now because the Fallout has always been like exclusively single player, but now there's multiplayer and it's kind of become almost like a survival game. It's very interesting. Definitely, I'm gonna pick that up because I like Fallout. I'm
Sure.
not like the most hardcore fan of Fallout, but like I have good memories with the game. I'm probably gonna pick it up for the multiplayer. It's gonna be really fun to play.
That does seem really cool, that aspect of it.
Yeah, that's just very interesting. I did not expect that when they said it was gonna be multiplayer.
yeah, everyone's kind of like, not sure about
Yeah,
that.
there's a
one.
lot of people who are like, no, I'm not gonna buy that. You know?
Well, it's like a survival game now, right?
Yeah, almost. That's
Interesting.
what it looks like.
We'll see. I guess. I saw like Conan was tweeting at them like, "Welcome to the survival genre." We'll see. I don't know, but
Yeah.
So Silent Ghost in chat mentioned that I guess that they failed to drop Final Fantasy 15 news on that, the remake
7.
or 7.
Seven.
Sorry, I can't read.
It's all right. I don't speak English, so it's okay.
Yeah, were you looking forward to that one? I was kind of excited about it, but
I was so sad they didn't show anything, man. Square Enix's conference had me so disappointed.
conference. That was not a conference,
Yeah.
man.
That was like one video.
Yeah. It was a highlight reel, basically. And they didn't,
I was so sad.
like, Kingdom Hearts had nothing new in that one because they already debuted that trailer the day before.
I was like, why would they not give the most Kingdom Hearts information in the Square Enix conference?
Yeah.
But they gave it in the Microsoft and Sony conference.
Yep.
Like,
It's so
What?
bizarre.
Square, what's happening?
They built up the whole, their conference. That was the last big thing, the big capstone. And it was just like a regular 2-minute trailer. Like, all right, well, that was disappointing.
Hey, we got Dragon Quest. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Still,
Like, what?
It's not
I
Final
felt like
Fantasy
the
7.
teaser I thought the teaser for the Final Fantasy 7 was kind of just like a blow off to all the fans. Like, hey, shut up, stop asking us. We're working on it. Go away now.
Yep.
Don't ask me,
That's how it felt to me. That's kind of how the new Skyrim game felt to me too. Like the new Elder Scrolls game. It's just kind of like, here, have this. 0 gameplay, 0 anything, just some pictures. Shut up, leave us alone.
Yep.
Like those things were like, why bother? Just tell us you don't have anything, or just ignore the topic completely. Don't throw that in there and make us all feel like idiots.
I think it's cool that they announced that they're working on Elder Scrolls 6 and like Metroid Prime 4 last year.
Yes.
But like, come on.
Okay,
Give me something.
yes. We have to talk
me
about this
something.
with Bethesda with Elder Scrolls. Do you guys watch Donkey? Do you know how video game Donkey is?
Yeah.
On YouTube. I think he put the best. It cracked me up. He said Bethesda broke out the JPEGs for Elder Scrolls 6. Like, yeah, it's like, okay, we know it's coming. in 10 years or something. Like there's no release date, no information. Same with Halo, right? Halo was like the next big Halo, but it's like they just showed like
30 years
tents
later.
blowing in the wind. Like
At least it was more than a picture.
Yeah.
Like a whole like a minute-long trailer.
oh my gosh. I thought there was one more that I missed. I can't remember what it was. But I don't know. That just annoys me. It's like first we have the whole like in development thing with, you know, early access games. Now we've got games that aren't even in early access, just like at some point we'll do this game. Get excited for 10 years.
This is our next project. Like,
Oh my gosh.
awesome. Yay.
I do have to give Bethesda credit for the did you see the Alexa Skyrim
Yes.
thing though?
Yeah.
That was
It's a
hilarious.
thing.
Yeah.
It's real.
That's amazing.
What?
They really took advantage of the meme there. So
They're self-aware now.
yeah.
Wow.
I have never wanted a PS4 or PS3 in like the past 10 years as badly as I do right now, solely for Spider-Man. Like
Oh,
I didn't care about Last of Us. I didn't care about God of War, Horizon Zero, whatever. But Spider-Man looks amazing. I gotta say, this man, I really want to get one.
yeah, at first I was kind of like a little iffy on Spider-Man because it looked kind of complicated. But I've seen a lot of gameplay. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I'm really excited for that game. It's supposed to be really smooth, really fun to play. That game looks sick. Gotta give him props. It looks really good.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna end up playing it unless I like steal Doc's PS4 for a day or something. Just because I don't want to buy a PS4 just for this one game. But man, it looks so good.
Speaking of PS4, Sony's conference. What were your thoughts? Did you watch Sony's conference at all?
I watched highlights of it. I didn't watch the actual conference. I saw the flute and the banjo. That was pretty interesting.
Flute man and banjo boy.
Last of Us looks pretty good. I mean, everyone expected that, I think. Again, I'm not a huge Sony person. Just I kind of lean more towards Xbox and Nintendo. But
Yeah.
What'd you think about it overall?
Okay, this is gonna come like a punch to the face, but I'm a huge Sony person. I love Sony. I love Microsoft too. I love Xbox, but lately they haven't been doing it, but we'll get to that one later because Microsoft just like took the whole thing. But Sony I felt was really lackluster this year.
I heard a lot of people say that.
I don't know why, because Last of Us is cool, Spider-Man's cool. They gave me another Kingdom Hearts trailer. Like, I just couldn't get hyped about anything though. Like they showed Resident Evil, but I mean everything else is just kind of meh. Like all the games look so like the same. Dark, rainy, sad. I'm gonna cry when I play this game.
PS4 is a console. Except for Kingdom Hearts maybe. But now it's on Xbox.
Kingdom Hearts,
so.
woo! But like it was really dumb. The Sony conference was like, wow, we're gonna take you through the whole experience of E3. And then they had that one room from Last of Us 2, and they had like a 15-minute break to move everyone into the main area. Like, why even bother then? Like, show the whole conference there or don't do it at all.
Yep.
I forgot what they announced at that point, like during the break, but it was so just not memorable that like I don't know, man. There was not really much to get excited about for Sony's press conference this year. It was all dark and gritty and gross.
Right.
But Microsoft though,
they had some good stuff.
They took the whole thing surprisingly too, because all the Microsoft conferences have just been so cringy and like oh man,
still cringy a little bit.
Xbox One, and everyone's like, what? They're like, we're working on a new Xbox One, guys, and it's like, oh,
Thanks
yay.
again.
Where's the games, you know? But this time they showed like what, 50 games?
Oh, there's so many. Oh my
That was
gosh.
so crazy. And they debuted like Gears 5, Halo. They debuted.
Well, Halo wasn't really a debut in my opinion, but
Well, at least they're working on it. You know,
Yeah.
at least we know. And
Was
it's
there
all coming to
gameplay
PC.
though?
No. We talked about that already.
That's kind of my
Still.
point.
They showed Devil May Cry 5. They showed Ori. Like so many good games coming out. Like, oh man. Microsoft really surprised me this year.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Anthem? Have you seen that one?
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get too hyped though because
EA.
it's EA. Like I gotta keep that good like restraining order distance between me and EA with the hype train. I think that it could be good. They said that they're not gonna do loot boxes, which is pretty cool. But like gotta keep that distance, you know? Like I gotta save enough face to where if Anthem flops, I could be like, ha, I knew it all along. I could be on my stream like, look, guys, Anthem does suck. Ha, I was right.
I knew it the whole time.
I knew it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see with that one. I'm not sure. All right, anything?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That it looks pretty cool. What do you think?
It could be cool.
I don't know.
I like the Assassin's Creed line though, so
I think Assassin's Creed since 2 has kind of gone downhill, but that's because I really liked Ezio as a character.
Hmm.
I think Assassin's Creed needs to have a character that they follow. You know,
Right,
someone
yeah.
that I actually care about, not like random man in random time period. This
Random
time
man in
around.
hood.
This guy's not even in a hood anymore.
Helmet.
He's just like
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I was never too big into the Assassin's Creed series. I think the concept's cool for this one, but it's not that different when I think about it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Man. Origins was pretty good. Yeah, I think Origins was good.
I
But,
believe
like,
it.
Just give me more. Give me more Origins. Just let me follow a character I care about.
Yeah.
Don't give me random Greek man now. Dang.
Random Greek man. Pretty much. All right. Anything else big on E3? We got a few questions from chat I want to get through here.
Death Stranding.
Yeah. It's
I have more
different.
questions about that game.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's supposed to be like some delivery simulator, but I know it's gonna be good because it's Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I don't
but-
think. I think that is actually less gameplay than you'd think. What we saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just
I
a
think-
setup for the narrative in the trailer, but I don't know.
It really just showed that it was like a backpack simulator
Yeah.
more than anything else. I'm still gonna buy it and I'm still gonna play it and be really confused, but I mean, at least we know something.
I don't know. We'll see. For anyone who didn't watch the trailer, the entire trailer for Death Stranding was mostly just this guy walking around like this apocalyptic wasteland with millions of things on his back, huge backpacks that go into the sky. So
Yeah, and then like he takes the aux cord and like plugs it into the baby. Like what?
yeah, it's interesting. All right, I want to move back into the viewer questions a little bit here because we had a few people waiting for a little while. So Zelda Fan Eyes said, the majority of games streamed these days are done over an HDMI connection. I want to capture the original N64. How can I do that? I've heard different things from different people. Have you guys streamed like retro consoles before with RGB or anything?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm trying to help Zelda out. That's what I'm doing right now. I obviously have a bunch of friends who that's what they do. So I'm trying to help Zelda get those questions answered, since that doesn't seem like something that the three of us can really help too much with.
Right. I know there's a capture card that makes it pretty easy from Elgato. I think that's the easiest way. Just
yeah.
no.
So I have one of my friends doesn't even use that anymore. I'm not sure exactly how he does it, but he doesn't use that capture card anymore. It seems a lot easier. So.
All right.
You could get like an RGB to HDMI converter and use that.
Yeah, I think that's what he does.
I feel like that'd be a lot easier than trying to find a specific capture card because it could be out of date.
It's true. Yeah, it might be easier. Probably cheaper too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so MPI in the chat said, playing older games that have sequels coming out, when is the right time to start playing them and ride that hype train? So sequels for older games. When's the right time to start playing? I guess like Kingdom Hearts 3. Be a good example. Assassin's Creed, Last of Us Part 2. Like, how do you jump on the bandwagon of games that already have been around for a little while and have sequels coming out now?
So I got this one because I've been doing this. Whenever something new comes out about the game, or E3, right? like, oh, dude, jumping on that hype train for Last of Us. Let's play some Last of Us right now. You know, you could do that, or you could be like, all right, like 2 weeks before Last of Us 2 comes out, we're gonna just grind Last of Us entirely. You know, it really just depends on how hype you are and how long you can contain that hype. Definitely don't do it in the middle, because that's just kind of like, why? Oh, Last of Us 2 is coming out in 4 months and 3 days. We gotta play Last of Us now. You know, like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. It sounds like he's asking more. Well, I guess maybe he's asking that to start playing a game before the next one comes out. I saw it more as like, if you're just joining the hype train of this new game that's been people waiting it for 10 years or something, how do you jump on that? I don't think there's really a right time. You could wait till the hype dies down a little bit after a couple weeks or months and then jump on that.
Why?
So you're higher up. Or if your community knows you've been waiting it for a long time, I think it doesn't make any sense not to wait. Like, just go do it. I would start streaming right away when it comes out, really. As long as you have like a unique angle or you're known for it or something.
I think it really
If you
depends on
want
what
to play.
you
Why can't you just stream it whenever? Like, why? Is it gonna make you look like a bandwagon fan, or like I honestly don't understand why you can't just, if you're not familiar with the franchise, but this one looks really awesome, why can't you just play that whenever you want to? Like, what?
Sure.
What's the difference?
I feel like it kind of boils down to what you want to get out of it.
Okay.
Because my theory is, if I stream Kingdom Hearts every day until January 29th, when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, maybe I'll have a shot at being like number 5 in the directory, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you're just there to enjoy the experience, there's no point in waiting. You know, just play whenever you get really hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out. Got to play some Red Dead now.
I think the idea is like, you know, it's too oversaturated in that directory for the first couple days or week or so. So is it worth it? Should I wait so that I stand out more, or should I just go into it because I really want to play it? That kind of struggle. I think it depends on what you want to get out of your stream again at the end of the day. If you just want to play games to turn on the stream and have some friends watch it, then do it. If you really care more about growth and making sure that you're playing games that you enjoy but also really growing the channel, maybe you wait a week or two or something so you stand out more. It's kind of like up to you at the end of the day, I think. There's not a right or wrong answer to that question.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. Okay, he was asking to get in voice and explain, but I think we got it. Also, Woolsey, I saw you were in here. You're welcome to ask a question in chat or on voice. And Velik, again, Velik's not here this week because he is busy with something. I can't remember what he told me, but basically he'll be back next week. He just couldn't be here this week. So that should explain that. I think Woolsey is finally jumping in now. So again, guys, if you have a question that I missed by some crazy chance, please feel free to ask it again in here and we'll get to it. We're kind of sort of wrapping up the show here in the next 10 or 20 minutes. So now's the time to get in those questions, or you can join our server, ask that way. But let's grab Woolsey really quickly here. Hello, Woolsey, you there?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
Yeah, good to have you back. If you guys don't know, Woolsey was on the first one of these that we did a couple weeks back. So, yeah. What do you want to talk about on the show today, friend?
Well, I actually have two questions. The first is, right when I joined in, listening to y'all talk earlier, the discussion had come up about, I guess, Twitch Prime and selling out and how to avoid being labeled a sellout, or, people coming in and saying different things that you do to try and pitch your subs or your sub perks makes you look like a sellout. And I just wanted to get more info from you guys on why you think people are so afraid of being called a sellout.
Yeah, I mean, I think that exists in every industry, not just Twitch, but it's tricky because like you have to strike that balance. When you're a small streamer, it could potentially, like, people kind of see it as bad for you asking for subs and money because it's like, well, you're getting 3 viewers, you're doing this whatever part-time, why should you get paid, versus like a big streamer. But I think that's always going to be a struggle in Twitch and everywhere else. I mean, people are always going to tear you down for whatever, playing a game badly or asking for money on a stream, even when you kind of want to make it your job. I think that's just something people are always going to do, and just human nature kind of to tear others down. Like that's sort of a form of trolling. It's not like as direct, but I think it could be. What do you guys think about that?
I know for me, I usually joke about it. Like I'll be the first one to say, hey, I'm in sellout status mode. Like we kind of refer back to, we call me sellout Spice, like the Spice Girls, because that's like a huge thing in my chat. So I'm sellout Spice. Anytime like I have a donation goal or I'm trying to reach a sub goal or something, I'm the first one to say I'm in sellout Spice mode. So just know that that's coming, so that when people come in and start going, well, what do you do? Why are you doing this? Why do you deserve this over somebody else? Then my chat's like, dude, if you were here ever, you would know this. Go away, leave her alone, kind of thing. Like I kind of try to preemptively stop the trolls before they come in, because they're gonna be there. People are gonna judge you for whatever you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna reframe it, but yeah, I wanna hear your opinion too.
Well, I think people are afraid of being called a sellout because, like, you know, it's not a necessarily good thing to, you know, be like only in it for the money, because then it just is like you're disingenuous. Like you don't care about me. You only care about my cash that I'm giving you, right? And so I think that's where it kind of like people are afraid to be labeled that. But like at the same time, who's gonna turn down money? Like,
Right.
you'd be dumb if someone's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna donate you like $100." You could be like, "Oh no, don't do that." But like secretly, you're like, "Please, dear God, I need to eat."
Right.
Like,
I gotta pay this bill this week.
like, who would ever turn down money for streaming? Unless like, I don't know, you're like some Tibetan monk who doesn't need money, you know? But like, there's nothing wrong with wanting money. I think it's just the way you ask for it, the way you receive it, what you do with the money. That's just kind of like, you know, how you go about it. Because
Sure.
like if it was just me all the time, like if I could have my way, I'd be like, look, every chat, you know, every letter, that's $1. You better be careful.
Sure.
But-
So let me adjust what I think. I didn't mean it to come across as how do I keep from viewers thinking that or calling people out, you know, for being a, because obviously, like Green said, that's people. You know, human nature is to attack the person on the pedestal. So I'm talking about it more from a streamer, like from y'all personally. If someone comes in and calls you a sellout, how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel self-conscious about what you're doing?
I just laugh.
Always. For me, it does. Like with me, I've only really had 2 major donation goals that I've set up. One was to get a computer so that I could continue to stream because my laptop died. And the other one was to get them to help me move out here because it was just twice as expensive as what I budgeted for. And I felt horrible having to ask for those things. I had to get my viewers to basically write the paste bins explaining what was going on for me because I felt so bad having to ask for money. Like yes, streaming is currently my full-time job that I'm majorly failing at, but it's my job and that's the only way that I was contributing to my life and my household. So when my computer broke, I had nowhere else to go but chat, and I felt like an ass to have to ask them to help me pay for something so expensive. And then now I've had to do it twice, and I still feel horrible about it. Like even now, like I'm sitting here because my chat helped me get here, but I feel so bad that I had to ask. But they were like, we can't help you if we don't know you need help. And anytime I say, hey, I need help, someone always comes through for me. But it's getting off of your own pride and being willing to ask and you have to be upfront about where the money's going. Not like, oh, I want to take a vacation, pay for that for me. Or I have a working computer that I can stream off of, but I want a second one. I want a better one. Help me with that. Like those kinds of things are where I feel people need to be more self-conscious of what they're asking for and they're not. And that's where the line between what is a sellout and what isn't is kind of blurred for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. For me, when someone comes in and calls me a sellout, I just kind of laugh, because right now there's really nothing that I'm doing for donations or anything. So when someone comes in and it's like, oh, you're just a sellout, I'm like, yeah, you're right, dude. I'm only in it for the money. You're right. That's why I'm here. That's why I try to be here every single day, making content as hard as I can, staying up super late. It's for your $2 donation that you may or may not give me. Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't have a whole ton of experience on this end since I'm like more the behind the scenes person, but I definitely think that could be a struggle for someone, like especially starting out. Even probably keep going. You know, you hear people who lose, you know, like with the Twitch Prime subs. Sometimes, you know, if you're a smaller streamer, you lose a couple of those. If you're a big streamer, it can be like thousands of subs just gone with Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
So, and at some point you have to like, well, Twitch Prime, guys, is free. I mean, you're going to have to like try and get that back somehow if you want to keep yourself sustained on Twitch. So
yeah, if you're a big streamer, that's your only source of income. Like, you better sell out, boy. Like, you need to stay alive.
Charge for song requests, all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Go ahead, Woolsey.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm with y'all on that, and I just find it personally funny, just because my background before I got into streaming was sales, and there's a lot of the same issues that salespeople come into. The same as streamers. You know, you still have a brand, you're still pushing something, and then when it comes to asking for money, everyone's afraid. Because suddenly, regardless of whatever you did, now if you ask for anything in return, you're an asshole, right? Like now you're the sellout. You're the person that only cares about money. But you know what I always preach to all of my salespeople was, look, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And people
That's
who
my biggest problem.
I mean, look, but people, to me at least, streamers who stay out there and create content and push their content and try and make an interesting and I'd say unique environment for their subscribers and their viewers, I think that's the biggest what would be the word? I wouldn't say insult, because it's not really insulting. It's just the most laughable comment for someone to say that you're a sellout whenever you say anything about sub perks or donations, when they're literally at that moment sitting in your stream absorbing your content like a sponge, you know?
Yep.
For free. But the second that they need something back, sell out. Come on. Wow.
Well,
How low of you.
I've had people come into my stream and ask me all these questions, how to get started in perlering and what tips and tricks can I give them, and basically do an entire tutorial stream for them on how to be my competition. And I'll do it. But for me, it's like, to an extent, I'll do it. It's going into McDonald's and asking them how to make a hamburger correctly so that you can open a burger joint down the road. Like that, it's one of those where it's like, okay, well, sit here, watch my content, learn what you need to do, I'll answer your questions, but don't expect me to teach you how to do this exactly so that you get as good as I am and you put me out of business. And I'm horrible for asking people for money. Like, I've lost so much money on commissions because I'll give them their piece and I won't think it's perfect enough. So I'll just be like, okay, well, I'll just write it off and I'll never ask them for the $30 or $50 that I was supposed to have charged them. And it's weird. It's a fine line that you walk when it comes to money and content. You are working, you are putting out content.
Yeah, I think.
But everybody thinks it's supposed to be free.
It's a good topic because, you know, you mentioned, you know, when you finally did ask people for help, like they came through, that is true of a lot of streamers that I've worked with who, you know, when times get tough, when they like, either they don't have another choice or something, or they just finally decide to ask the community for help, something always happens and they come through. But a lot of times they would never ask that for just pride reasons or whatever. Yep. But I think as long as, you know, if you really need help for your community and you ask it, not all the time, but like when you really do need it, not just like putting on a front or, oh, well, this person needs help for the 10th time again, I guess I'll help them out again. Like if you strike that balance where like you're clearly very trustworthy and just humbly asking for help, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not selling out.
if they can see things degrading in your life over time, they watch you long enough. Like they watched the quality of my stream drop significantly when my laptop said, no more, we're not doing this. I'm not going to let you stream. And then they saw my entire life situation just fall apart and watched me fall apart on stream so many times that they knew that what I was asking for was legitimate, and it wasn't easy for me to ask. So they were willing to help. But like I've seen other streamers that are like, oh yeah, rent's real high, guys. I need donations. And it's just a joke. Like it's an absolute joke to them, but people will throw money at them left and right. And then there are those of us who are like, I can't ask you to help me feed my cats, let alone feed myself. So what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't understand how to do this.
Yeah. Wolves, have any thoughts on that? Or a second question you mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I guess my last thought on that, and I'm kind of also reading some of the comments in chat, and it's just it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think I would just say that with that, the people, if you're putting in enough of your time and your energy and your effort, there will always be the people that recognize that and want to support you regardless of how much you sell out or don't sell out. And I don't want people to get confused and think that I'm coming from the direction of saying the second you start a stream, if people watch for more than an hour and don't subscribe to you, you permaban them, right? Like that, it's not an obligation, but you have to be aware of the flip side where people sit in your chat for, years at a time and never donate one penny and then insult you whenever you try and promote yourself and try and generate because the thing, and you can make it a joke and say Twitch Prime, have you heard about Amazon Prime and Twitch, but if you watch bigger streamers do it, they may even joke about it, but the second they do, they get like 50 subs straight, just right. Yep. So it's like, well, I'm going to make a meme out of myself for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to get 100 new subs just because people forgot, and all it takes is you asking. So I just think it's really, I just think that streamers should be much less concerned about being labeled a sellout. I think if you're being labeled a sellout, you're probably in the minority of people who aren't afraid to push themselves and know that their content is worth money, and not shy away from it, be like, oh no, I promise I don't think my content's worth any of your money. Just stay here and please don't leave.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah. I think some of the sellout stuff is just memes too, like you said, like on the viewer side too. Like I know even myself as a viewer sometimes, like, just got to spam sellout when someone's doing something like remotely sellouty, like not seriously, but just as like Twitch culture. So I think there are also probably streamers who let it get to them a little bit too much when it's like not actually meant to be harmful, if that makes sense. Sure. So yeah. But yeah, it's a great topic, man. I had never really thought about that before. So it's a good discussion.
I just have one more. I promise not to take any more of y'all's time. So the second is about gifted subs and y'all's opinions on gifted subs for people's channels and whether or not you think it's just all around 100% a great thing for streamers, or if you have any other, I'd say, differing thoughts on the whole gifted subs program.
I think sub gifting is really awesome because like it allows your subs who are willing to sub to you every month to give you another sub to someone else who can't. Like I have a sub in my channel who gifts sometimes to people who don't have money, like maybe the younger portion of my audience. So they get to experience the sub content too. Like they get to post my dumb emote over and over, right? And I think it's great, but you also run into the problem of, okay, how long are they going to be able to pay for someone else's sub?
Exactly.
Like, that's kind of like an inflation of your sub number.
Yeah, I currently have 57 sub points, but I know the second that most of those run out, it's going to go back down to my 27. Like I had the sub train that I had the other night. It was mostly gifted subs, gifted to robots, gifted to streamers who don't know I exist, gifted to, I mean, it was crazy. It was really sweet, and I really appreciated it. But at the same time, it's like, thanks, but it's not gonna help me in the long run. They gifted subs to people who have been in my chat and have been loyal viewers and can't afford to sub, and that's awesome because they felt great. I felt great that they could finally use my emotes. But at the same time, the rest of them, it's like, Caleb Hart 42 doesn't know I exist. Electrical Skateboard's a robot. My own channel bot got a tier 3 sub. It's like, I really appreciate that. I really, really do. But can we give it to somebody who's actually going to appreciate it? It's interesting.
Gifting it to like bot or just like accounts that would never watch you is one thing. That I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's a funny meme though.
Yeah, it's good because you get
is.
and then you get free money. I mean, why
Ninja
not?
sub to me, whoa!
Like, yeah, I can say, oh shit, somebody subbed to me.
Yeah, that's like its own thing. But in terms of like the traditional, or I think more common, sub gifting to other viewers who can't afford or maybe just have never thought about subbing for whatever reason, I think it's actually great all around. Yes, like you can get fluctuations from month to month when they drop off, and that sort of sucks from like a planning standpoint. But at the end of the day, I still think you're getting way more access to revenue than you had before, even if it's just for like 1 or 2 months or something. And it's a good way to get people interested in subbing let's say like you have really good sub perks. If that person becomes a subscriber for free, then at the end of the month, if they lose that stuff, like, well, I kind of missed that. Like maybe I will sub because I didn't really know what I was missing until I had it. So
yeah.
I think it's good all around personally. But I don't know. What are your thoughts, Woolsey?
So for Chaos and Super, how many gifted subs have y'all had that hadn't paid for a sub previously and then was gifted one, and then after that gifted one fell off, renewed it with their own means?
Not
None.
a single one.
Yeah, me neither. Funny how that works.
But I mean, I know in a lot of the cases, they are people who, there's 2 or 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that were gifted subs around Christmas time when that whole gifting thing really became popular and known. And then they were re-gifted subs this last time that everybody decided they were going to gift subs to everybody who was in my chat. And they appreciated it, but they're also the people that aren't going to be able to afford it. They're students, or they're one-income single parents, or it's just, I know they can't. They know they can't. There's no pretense there that, oh, they're going to sub to me when this falls off. So, I mean, I'm always prepared that I'm never going to see those subs again unless somebody else gifts them. And that's okay.
So as far as the fluctuation goes, I know that both of y'all mentioned it, that Chaos, you said you were at like 57 sub points, but you're going to drop down to like 30 or 25. And then Super, you said it inflates your sub numbers. And I've had a lot of experience with that as well, where when it first came out, my sub numbers, it relatively speaking, skyrocketed compared to where they were before. And then, it went through the roller coaster of now falling off, because not only are you dealing with Prime subs that fall off, but now you're dealing with gifted subs that fall off. And you can go through a pretty rough time of a couple weeks if your Prime subs haven't got back into the channel, and then your gifted subs fall off, and then you suddenly think your channel's dying because you've lost like half your sub points. But I personally see the benefit, and I think that it sounds like y'all are with me on my thoughts as well, that there are downsides to it.
Yes.
So for you, the revenue that you get from the gifted sub, does that really matter to you? Does that $2.50 that you get from that gifted sub, does that really make you happy that they got gifted a sub for X amount of months? Or would you be that devastated if Twitch came out tomorrow and said, you know what, gifted subs, we tried it, but for X, Y, and Z reasons, we're not doing it anymore?
Probably not. Because, I mean, the only thing that I don't get paid enough on Twitch often enough for it to really like, oh, damn, I needed that 250, But at the same time, it's kind of like, I really like seeing that one up in the sub numbers. Because, like you said, you feel like your stream is dying when you lose numbers. And it's like, oh, dude, if they removed it, I probably wouldn't care. If they kept it, I probably wouldn't care. Like, cool. I don't get subs that often anyways. So it's like, oh, nice. That guy's a sub for a month. Neat. And then, I get to write their name on the sub board. Cool. But, like, beyond things like that, and, like, the artificial number increase that boosts my ego. I don't know. It's like $2.50, dude. I find that on the street. Like,
Like I honestly would be okay if they got rid of it. This is gonna sound so stupid and so ungrateful, but honestly, I'd prefer the donations or the bits before I'd prefer the subs. Like I can do so much more for the channel faster with a donation than I can. Well, it's a little better now that it's a 45-day wait period instead of a 60-day, but I can do so much more faster if I have the donations. I can buy more perlers to keep making things to give to them. I can upgrade my webcam so that they're not looking at a grainy picture of what I'm trying to make for them. There's just more I can do, and I would really be okay if they got rid of the sub gifting even, because you, as affiliates, we don't see that much of it. We really don't see that much of it, and they're spending in some cases $25 a pop to gift a sub to somebody. I'm only going to see a portion of that way down the road. If you're willing to spend $25 on me, just donate it. Send it to PayPal. Like, make it a lot better for you in the long run.
Yeah. Snoop probably does bring up a good point in the chat that gifted subs, again, you're only getting $250 from person, but being able to support someone else in that community is big as a viewer. You probably have it sounds like you guys have a couple of viewers who are known for gifting subs, and like that person could then have a role in your community as maybe not just gift or of subs, but as just making more of an impact in the community and just spreading some love, etc. So that's a cool another side of gifting subs that's not so obvious, but I think is a good point to consider too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense, and I agree that there is, from the community aspect, there is benefit to letting someone who has been in your channel for an X amount of time and support it in their own way, even if they can't financially. Being able to use the things that they see everyone else using, and spend a month using the emotes and getting the sub perks and all that. So from a community standpoint, I do see the benefit, but I guess for me, I put a lot of regard in spending that time building rapport with a viewer and getting them to feel welcome and building that trust enough and making them feel welcome enough to the community to where they eventually subscribe and I guess show that back to me that they really enjoy being there. Not that they were pushed to sub, but they enjoy the being in the community enough and to be present. And I don't want this to sound bad because I know it's going to come off bad, but it's $5. And it's for someone who comes in like once a week, or a couple times a week, I would never expect them to sub. And if they subbed, I'd probably get mad at them because they're wasting their money for the amount of time they spend on the channel. But if you're in the channel all the time, and you enjoy being there, and you love the content, it's such a stretch for me to and this is probably more of my sales coming back out of me, but there's very few excuses for absorbing that much content and then saying I can't afford a $5 sub, right? Like because I've had instances where I've had other subscribers in my channel kind of low-key guilt trip people for hanging out or for being there for like 6 months and never subbing and never donating. Be like, hey man, when are you gonna sub? When are you gonna actually join the tribe, whatever? And then they'll say, oh, I can't, I want to, but I can't afford it. And like people blow their money on so many dumb things all the time that it's so hard for me to actually be like, you know what, you're right, they can't afford $5 a month. That's a stretch. That's just too much for the 800 hours they've absorbed so far. So like it's just funny. I don't know. I think that gifting a sub is great for the community, but
yes, there's
the side that if all streamers don't really care about it, from what I've talked to, I think that's also something to not ignore.
Yeah. I think for me, it's the experiences that I've had with it. Yes, there've been a handful of people in my community that have gotten the gifted subs and they've appreciated it. But when it turns into the meme of every view bot that shows up in your chat gets a sub and your own channel bot gets a sub, that's when it becomes to me, just give me the damn donation. Like really, I appreciate that you're doing this, but you're giving it to a bot. Just no, you're gonna spend that money on nothing. Throw it into my PayPal account. If you're gonna help it, if you're gonna use it to help my community, fantastic. But bots, that's where it gets weird to me, and I'd rather it not be a thing.
I'm a man of many memes, and dude, if you gifted a sub to Nightbot, that would be the most legendary thing. I'd be like, oh my god. Hey.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I think this has been a really cool discussion actually to go through, because I haven't really thought too much about this. So I really appreciate you bringing this up, Woolsey. And
No problem.
anything else you want to add to that before we wrap it up?
No, I think I'm all out.
All right,
I appreciate talking to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
No problem. Good luck with the rest of the show.
We'll do
Content.
Yeah, it's content king over here. So, all right, we'll see you.
Adios.
All right, well, I think that actually is the show right there. So it's about 2 hours now. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Again, we do this every single Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, usually with Velly Meme himself, but he's not here this week. We'll be back next week, I believe. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for coming on the show, SuperV1d and Chaos. You guys were amazing.
Of course.
SuperV1d, anything you want to say to people before we move on here, where they can find you, how they can sub or gift subs to Nightbot to your channel?
So you can follow me at twitch.tv/SuperV1d or click on my link in the Twitch TRUgaming Discord. I just want to let you guys know that you can sub for free with Twitch Prime if you have Amazon Prime and you activate it. I don't know if you guys knew that. Just thought I'd let you guys know. All right, that's all I got.
Throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there, just making sure everybody knows.
Chaos, anything you want to say to people before we head on out here?
I'm PureKaos26 on just about every single social media that exists. If there's no 26, it's probably not me. But yeah, parlor commissions are always open. If you want a custom emote made or whatever, I can probably do it. But yeah, thank you guys for letting me do this again.
Of course. Really fun. Yeah, thanks for coming on. And we'll hopefully have you guys on again soon. This is nice because we do this twice a week now, so we can have more people on the show. And you're always welcome to call in too. That's the beauty of the show, is we can have tons of people on if they call in too. So yeah. Cool. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, you can go check it out here for all the past episodes. We have like 34 past episodes now. It's getting up there. So go check those out. Doc will be back on the channel in just a couple minutes with some Destiny, I'm guessing. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you next week with more of this. Until then,
bye, guys.
See you later.